intro. I don't even care about intros. I just start playing.
My name is Song2244. I am here with the best you 2005 too. And are you streaming on Twitch right now or YouTube?
YouTube.
Okay, what's your YouTube channel?
I don't have a Twitch account.
What's your YouTube channel? Oh, I found it.
The best YouTube
go subscribe to him. I just did subscribe. Put the bell icon on.
Yep, we better do that.
Put the bell icon. Don't forget to subscribe down below. As every time he dies, and you can watch his live stream every time he dies, I do push-ups. Let's watch this live stream, shall we? I do push-ups. Yeah. Let's watch this live stream, shall we? I'm watching your live stream now. I do push-ups. I'm watching your live stream now. Salty? I'm watching your live stream now. Jump, jump, jump. Yeah, no. Salty? Land at the same house with me because, to be honest, I don't want to die. Sorry, I don't want you to die.
But I'm gonna have to die unless I get a Vic, so... Oh, what the hell am I doing? Sorry, I was just trying to get my phone.
Got the gun, got the gun.
Oh, he got me at the trap. I did not know you placed it there. Shoot. Ready, red, but there's just a new push-up.
Okay, 10 push-ups. Okay. I don't have a push-up cam, so I'll just record with my phone. And when I'm done putting the video together, I'll just include the push-ups. Okay. How do I do this? I need something to lead this on. Okay, let's use this. Actually, wait.
I see all your comments up on my my PS4 screen. I set it up like that. It's kind of sick.
I'm so bad. Okay, I just did 10 push-ups.
Okay, cool.
That was hard.
It's funny how they leave them.
I know.
How does it take so long just to match me? Come on. Come on, Epic Games. Don't bully me.
Okay. Let's go like somewhere around here because I don't want you to die. Like Tomato Temple.
Yeah, that's. Oh yeah, I like Tomato Temple. That's good.
Okay. Can we play on my server? Wait, what servers are you playing on right now? Are you playing on Oceania servers by any chance?
I don't know what the servers I'm playing on.
Check your servers, because my ping's at like 200 right now.
I'm playing on like Asia or something.
Okay, you're changing it after, right? Okay, good, thanks.
Yeah. To Oceanic, right?
No, to North America.
Okay.
Oh God, that'd be worse. Oh God, oh God.
I don't even know, man. I don't even know what servers are or anything. I just play. I never change my servers unless a friend played a prank on me. So how am I on Asia? I don't even understand this.
Just go on to North America, East or Auto. Not NA West, NA East or Auto.
Okay. I'm just gonna go to North America. Oh, this guy laying with us.
Haha, very funny.
No, I'm not joking.
Fucking kidding me? Are you goddamn kidding me? He's above. He just got a pump.
Oh, there's
Lucas,
someone by the houses.
this kid just got a pump.
I know, all I got is
Knocked him.
okay, there's another guy by the houses.
Yeah.
You take the pump, you take it.
No, it's heavy, my bad. Do you have ammo or anything?
Yeah, I have a pistol, that's it. So I'll take the pump.
Take that pump.
Yeah, I have 9 shells, that's good enough for this guy.
Yeah.
He's over there.
I know the other guys have the house. Yeah.
So just loot up in here and then...
Okay.
Pistol for now.
Oh, new from the odd ones out. Okay. Like everybody's here now. Like,
I feel like they're just to know I'm trash and they're just trying to kill me.
there's a P90 right here.
Oh, suppressed guard. Purple. Don't need a pistol anymore. What the heck? Oh, such a weird glitch. Whatever.
No, my game's glitching.
Same line. No wonder it's been so glitchy. It's because it's only Asian thing. It makes so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because like yesterday I was glitching like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna switch it. Oh, I need a lot of mats. I think the person left.
Oh crap, they're people.
Wait, where? Come in. Oh, you die.
One has no shield, one has no shield. I knocked out both their shields.
Coming.
They're bots, they're bots, they're bots. I got this. Oh, they're both bots! Ah! Bot! It's a bot! It's a bot! They were bots! They were actually noobs!
Okay,
Oh, never mind. Here, yeah, you take that. Lucas, they were noobs!
I just need it. Yeah, I'm good for mats. Well, actually not really, but I don't care. It's fine.
How much ammo on your shotgun do you have?
8, but that's fine.
Yeah, so no, you keep it. Bruh, I actually found noobs!
Yeah, there's like no noobs in the game anymore.
Those guys were legit noobs.
Oh, I could have got the kill. I'm joking. Oh, we need to get somewhere then.
Come with me, come with me.
Mom, I got on 10 minutes ago. I was cleaning up my room playing a trial with Stefan.
Yeah, it was Stefan.
No, because Stefan was there.
Yeah, ask Stefan.
Oh, I forgot you can't deploy your glider.
Ask Stefan. Get it? Put him.
Oh, I played too much limit time mode, so I tried to deploy my glider and I took so much fall damage.
Shout out to my boy Stefan. I found minis for you, Lucas.
Oh, I need those so bad, man. Holy,
I dropped them.
Go for the circle.
I dropped them here. Yeah, they're airplanes, I think, over there. Just come here, come here, come to me.
I'm out of materials. I'm super low on materials right now.
Well, if you go around the mountain, there is...
Yeah, I'm at the top. Where are the enemies?
Oh my god, you just passed them. They're right here. They're right there. They're right there.
Oh.
Oh crap, they're people. They're going for that the air base. Drink your minis and come to me.
Yep, coming.
He just took off in an airplane.
Okay, how many airplanes are there left?
There's one left. There's one left, so. She's trying to shoot me from the airplane. He fell out.
Oh, there's a guy on top.
Yeah, I know. Get him, Lucas. Oh my god!
Betty, do you see this? What is going
on? What? This is why we don't play on Asian servers. This is why we don't play on Asian servers.
Oh my god, that was... Did you see that glitch?
Yes, I saw!
Oh. Okay, I'm clipping that later, I swear, I'm clipping that.
Sounds like I clipped that. Okay, change your server to Asia. Change your service to Asia. Or make me just make me party leader while I do 10 more push-ups.
Okay. What the hell is that? What was that? Okay, you're party leader now.
Yep. Okay, 1 sec.
Oh my god, that was glitchy. Oh god, wait.
Okay.
How weirdest glitch I'm actually triggered. I had that guy. I had him.
It was so weird. He was so weird.
Just switch the servers.
Yeah, it's on at East.
Oh, mine isn't.
Well, mine is. It's fine. It's the party leader. So just ready up.
I'll switch my servers.
Okay.
What is it called?
NA East. NA East.
NA East. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, it's ready up. Don't we request or some sh...
So now we're not versing any of like the pro tryhards that are in the US.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, but we're not versing any. Oh yeah, it's East. It's North America East, and it's not Canada East.
I wish it was Canada East.
Yeah, we want to be versing. Well, don't they all live in like Chicago and stuff? Or not Chicago, like Ninja lives in where does Ninja live? I don't even care, honestly.
They're all in like Los Angeles or Florida. I know Tifu's in Florida.
Nick A lives in Canada somewhere.
Yeah, he's in Nova Scotia. He's in Nova Scotia. No, it's Nick A30. It's Nick A30. It's Nick A30. I swear it's Nick A30. I swear Nick A30's in our game.
How would you even know that game?
Because it was a Canadian soccer skin that said 30. Tomato Temple.
How did he get that skin?
Okay, jump.
I bet you there's gonna be somebody else manning with us. Bet. I'm gonna take our butts. That was actually so annoying.
Have you watched?
There's only one plane. There's only one plane that spawns there.
No, a few planes spawned there. Did you see Nick A30's Q&A? Well, one plane spawned there.
No, there's 3 that spawns there actually.
I know. Did you see Nick A30's Q&A? It's so funny.
Oh, Bolt. a bolt. Imagine I had a no scope. That would be nice.
I found a quad launcher. Okay, this game's over. This game's already over.
Oh my god, quad launchers are beasts. Any explosives are beasts now, like, honestly.
People?
No, not an insta-stick.
People here?
Huh?
People here, I said.
Oh, all I have is a bolt. How am I supposed to...
No, come here, come here. I have a gun for you.
Wait.
I have a gray SMG here. And I have a mini.
You're down there? Yeah.
I have a mini and a gray SMG for you.
Oh, what? How come... This so happens when you don't land out
Here.
simple that much. You don't know what you're doing.
Drink the mini and we'll head out.
They're coming. Oh, again, I have barely any mats. Okay, I need to farm up.
Exactly. Farm up quickly. And then
Tomato Temple is not like somewhere we can farm up that much.
there's an AR here.
Give me 2 seconds, I'm just farming.
Oh, Scar. Oh my god. My loot is insane.
Mine is trash except for the bolt.
Hey, at least I have a bullet,
But it's
so.
fine. Yeah, if I can no scope, I will cry.
Do you have a MacBook or a personal computer or anything?
Right now?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you don't? Oh.
I'm getting one, next year for high school.
I already got one for high school.
Nice.
Because we have to do course selections in our school and all that, so.
Oh. Yeah. Should we go to the airplane base?
Yeah. I'm just looking over here if they're where the people went.
I'm decent with spray guns, but I'm rather have a pump. From up the trees.
Maybe I'll change it instead of every time you die, I do 10 push-ups to 5. Oh shit, they're there. Found him, I found him.
I'm super low.
He has no, yeah, I took off his shield, got him. He's dead.
There was just one guy?
Yeah, I killed him.
If there's any, like, healables there?
Yeah, there's a mace for you, mace and bandages. And there's a blue burst here. Where the hell are they? Oh my god.
Up there.
I know, it's a noob. Oh shit. Okay, I need to get into the Porta Fortress.
I was too slow to get away. Okay, it's not a noob.
Okay, for 20. The blank hit marker, man, come on! This guy's at 19 and this noob's at no freaking shield. What a noob! These guys are goddamn noobs. Especially the guy with the deagle, man. Okay, 5 push-ups. Okay. Streamer, by the way. I should make my username streamer, by the way. Okay.
Merry Christmas! Yeah, that's right, I said it. What are you gonna do about it, atheists? Christmas carols are creating the Christmas atmosphere. Okay, yes, I agree. It's annoying when radio stations play Christmas music directly after Halloween, but when December finally rolls around and Michael Bublé emerges from his cave, magic fills the air. And if you work in retail, you've probably already listened to every single Christmas song ever made. After many hours of research, I
Salty.
have
Land at the blue house.
on one side, you have songs about Santa Claus, and on the other side, you have songs about...
We're not gonna die.
Isn't it?
Salty? I've never survived salty, I'm pretty sure. Well, once I did, but I just ran out.
That doesn't count. You can't run out. That doesn't mean you survived it.
But I got 1 kill.
Oh, never mind then. Okay. If you got a kill.
It's not like I cleared out all of salty.
Oh my god, this guy's lagging. What the hell? Wait, can you do emotes on this guy or something?
No, you can't. Oh, it's that glitch. There's a glitch that people keep doing to do that.
How do you do
I got
that?
nothing and I'm running around salty without, no, I don't even know how to
Get
do
it?
it. I just know that there's some glitch that you do it. Oh, I'm going to the Christmas tree. Okay, I got a weapon from the Christmas tree, but they're all trash. Oh, but I can get full shield. Well, Benny, you good?
Yeah, come here, come here.
Oh. It's annoying when you have no good weapon. I'm gonna review that actually. Oh, is that all you have? That was him! That was him! With the snipes. See, I didn't have a pump. So I had nothing to do. Oh, this is why we don't go to Salty, Danny. Now you're gonna do more push-ups. Ooh.
What do you mean, brother?
You tried to place a trap, didn't you?
Yeah. Okay, 5 push-ups. Ready up. I'll be right back. Sure.
Yep.
Color.
Oh, I wish the slippy thing or whatever it's called was more than just duos. I mean more than solos, like duos or squads,
Ah.
so we could play. I would love to play that because the no fall damage thing is awesome. You can just jump off mountains without dying. That's my favorite part about it. Is that me? Oh, that's me. I thought there was a guy on me, but that's just me. Ooh, green tack. That's what I need.
Ooh, heavy air.
Nice.
And a green tack.
Oh, I have a green tack also, and a gray SMG.
Me too.
You have a gray SMG?
Yep.
Okay, hopefully I get some other gun other than this.
Blue
And
burst
I
here.
found a blue burst.
There's a guy on the roof. There's a guy on the roof. There's a guy on the roof.
Okay.
Get in the house. Get in the house. Just get in the house. Just get upstairs. Get upstairs.
I'm in the house. I'm in the house, dude.
Stay up here. Just get behind me. Get behind me.
Well, okay, I'm gonna try to one pop this guy when he comes up.
I got him. I got him. Head for 49 shield. 49 shield.
Oh, he's still alive. Okay. Damn it.
Are you kidding me?
Okay, that's actually. Oh, how did I not kill him? And how did none of my shots hit him also? Yo, he turned invisible! Yo, Benny.
What?
I looked back on my stream. He turned invisible.
Hmm?
Yo, I swear. Larry, watch that.
Stream it, by the way.
Okay, I'm rewatching that because I swear she turned invisible.
You play Destiny?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I swear she turned invisible. Okay, I'm reviewing that.
And a green tack.
Oh, I have a green tack also, and a gray SMG.
Me too.
You have a gray SMG? Unless... Wait, what?
There's a guy.
I'm in the house. Yeah, I'm gonna try to walk up this guy when he comes up. He turned invisible.
49 shield.
Oh, he's still alive, okay. Benny, he literally turned invisible. Damn it.
No way.
I'm
Puller. Sorry, I mean tilted, cause like my bad. I won't do push-ups for this one. No. I don't think she turned invisible.
Yes, she did.
No.
My finger did.
I think she jumped behind you. I think she pumped you from behind.
No, look. I literally saw it on my thing. Oh, Benny.
The hell? What the hell?
Oh, God.
49 shield.
I got no weapon, Benny.
49 shield.
Oh, he's still alive, okay. I got no weapon, okay. Damn it.
No. They weren't invisible. The guy jumped behind you.
Oh.
Yeah, the guy jumped behind you. Okay, I'll be right back.
World of Warships yet? Why the hell not? Japan is an island by the sea filled with... So they call Britain by the sea filled with volcanoes in its... Japan is an island by the sea filled with volcanoes in its... In the year negative a billion, Japan might not have been here. In the year negative 40,000, it was here, and you could walk to it, and some people walked to it. Then it got warmer, some icebergs melted, it became an island, and now there's lots of trees, because it's warmer. So now there's people on the island, they're basically sort of hanging out in between the mountains, eating nuts off trees, and using the latest technology, like stones and bowls. Ding Dong is the outside world, and they have technology from the future, like really good metal and crazy rice farms. Now you can make a lot of rice really, really quickly. That means if you own a farm, you own a lot of food, which is something everybody needs to survive. So that makes you king. Rice farming and rice kingdoms spread across the land, all the way to here. The most important kingdoms were here, 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 and here. But this one was the most important, ruled by a heavenly superperson, or emperor for short. Knock knock, get the door. It's religion. The new prince wants everyone to try this hot new religion.
Got him.
Please try this religion, he said.
Correct.
Everybody, try it, he said. No, said everybody again, quieter this time. And so the religion was put into place, and all the rules that came with it. Then the government was taken over by another clique, and they made some reforms, like making the government govern more, and making the government more like China's government, which is a government that governs more. Hi, China, they said. Hi, dipshit, said China. Can you call us something else other than dipshit, said Japan. Like what, said China. How about sunrise, said Japan. And they stole China's alphabet and wrote a book about themselves. And then they made lots of poetry and art and another book about themselves. And they stopped moving the capital every time the emperor died and kept
That
it in
is
place for a
in
while.
30 minutes.
And they conquered the north finally. Get that squared away. A rich hipster named Kukai is bored with modern Buddhism, visits China, and learns a better version, which is more spiritual. Comes back, reinvents the alphabet, and causes art and literature to be great for a long time. And the royal palace turned into such a dream world of art that they really didn't give a shit about running the country. So if you live outside the palace, how are you supposed to protect your shit from criminals? Hire a samurai. Everyone started hiring samurai. Rich, important people hired samurai. Poor people who could not afford to hire samurai did not hire samurai. The samurai became organized and powerful, more powerful than the government. So they made their own military government. Here, they let the emperor still be emperor, but the shogun is actually in control. Breaking news, the Mongols have invaded China. We've invaded China, said the Mongols. Please respect us, or else we might invade you as well. Okay, said Japan. So the Mongols came over, ready for war, and died in a tornado. But they tried again, and had a nice time fighting with the Japanese, but then died in a tornado. Then the emperor overthrows the shogunate. Then the shogunate overthrows him back and moves to Kyoto and makes a new shogunate. And the emperor can still dress like an emperor if he wants, that's fine. Now there's more art, like painting with less colors, collaborative poetry, plays, monkey fun, tea parties, gardening, architecture, flowers. It's time for who's going to be the next shogun. Usually it's the shogun's kid, but the shogun doesn't have a kid. So he tries to get his brother to quit being a monk and be the next shogun. He says okay, but then the shogun has a kid.
Oh,
So
crap.
who's it gonna be? Vote now on your phones. And everyone voted so hard that the palace caught on fire and burned down. The shogun actually didn't care. He was also writing poetry. And the whole country broke into pieces. Everyone is fighting with each other for local power, and it's anybody's game. Knock knock, it's Europe. No, they're not here to take over. They just want to sell some shit, like clocks, and guns, and Jesus. So that's cool, but everyone's still fighting each other for control, now with guns. And wouldn't it be nice to control the capital, which right now is puppets, with no one controlling them? This clan is ready to make a run for it, but first, they trample this smaller clan, which is in the way.
Okay, do you have a gun?
The smaller clan wins,
Did you have a gun?
and the leader of that clan steals the idea of invading the capital and invades the capital. And it goes very well. He's about halfway through conquering Japan when someone who works for him kills him, and then someone else who works for him kills them, and that guy finishes conquering Japan. And then he confiscated everybody's sword. Now I'm going to invade Korea, and then hopefully China.
I knocked him!
Failed, and also died. But before he died, he told these 5 guys to take care of his 5-year-old son until he's old enough to be the next ruler of Japan.
Let's go, Lucas!
Yeah, right. It's not going to be this kid. It's going to be one of us, because we're grown-ups. And it's probably going to be this guy, who happens to be way more rich and powerful than the others. A lot of people support him, but a lot of people support not supporting him. They have a fight, and he wins, and starts a new government right here. And he still lets the emperor dress like an emperor and have very nice things. But don't get confused. This is the new government, and they are very strict. So strict they close the country. No one can leave, and no one can come in. Except for the Dutch, if they want to buy and sell shit. But they have to do it right here. Now that the entire country was not at war with itself, the population increased a lot. Business increased, schools were built, roads were built, everyone learned to read, books were published, there was poetry, plays, sexy times, puppet shows, and Dutch studies. People started to study European science from books they bought from the Dutch. We're talking geography, skeletons, physics, chemistry, astronomy, and maybe even electricity. Over time, the economic and cultural prosperity began to gradually slow down. Knock knock. It's the United States, with huge boats, with guns. Gunboats. Open the country. Stop having it be closed, said the United States. There was really nothing they could do, so they signed a contract that lets the United States, Britain, and Russia visit Japan anytime they want. Choshu and Satsuma hated this. That sucks, they said. This sucks.
Damn it!
Very little outside.
Fuck, man!
Through the shogunate, and somehow made the emperor again, and moved
And
him
they just
to
died!
the eastern capital.
This is fucking noob.
Which was a lot more Western. They made a new constitution that was pretty Western, and a military that was pretty Western. And do you know what else is Western? That's right, it's conquering stuff. So what can we conquer? Korea. They conquer Korea, taking it from its previous owner, China, and then go a little bit further. And Russia rushes in out of nowhere and says, "Stop, no, you can't take that. We were going to build a railroad through here to try to get some warm water." And Russia builds their railroad, supervised by a shit ton of soldiers. And then when the railroad was done, they downgraded to a fuck ton. Did I say downgrade? I meant upgrade. And Japan says, "Can you maybe chill?" And Russia says, "How about maybe you chill?" Japan is kind of scared of Russia. You'll never guess who's also kind of scared of Russia. Great Britain. So Japan and Great Britain make an alliance together so they can be a little less scared of Russia. Feeling confident, Japan goes to war against Russia, just for a moment, and then they both get tired and stop. It's time for World War I. The world is about to have a war, because it's the 1900s and weapons are getting crazy, and all these empires are excited to try them out on each other. Meanwhile,
It's funny history.
conquering stuff at once. And the next thing on their list is this part of China and lots of tiny islands. All that stuff belongs to Germany, which just had war declared on it by Britain, because Britain was friends with Belgium, which was being trespassed by Germany in order to get to France to kick France's ass, because France is friends with Russia, who was getting ready to kick Austria's ass, because Austria was getting ready to kick Serbia's ass, because someone from Serbia shot the leader of Austria's ass. Or actually shot him in the head. And Britain is currently friends with Japan, so you know what that means. Duh, Japan should take the islands. Which they wanted to do anyway, so they called Britain on the telly to sort of let them know. And then they did it. And they also helped Britain a little here and there with some errands and stuff. Now the war is over, and congratulations, Japan. You technically fought in the war, which means you get to sit at the negotiating table with the big dudes, where they decided who owns what. And yes, Japan gets to keep all that shit they stole from Germany. You also get to join the post-war mega alliance, the League of Nations, whose mission statement is to try not to take over the world. The Great Depression is bad. Japan's economy is now crappy, but the military is doing just fine, and it invades Manchuria. And the League of Nations is like, "No, don't do that. If you're in the League of Nations, you're not supposed to take over the world." And Japan said, "How about I do?"
Anyway.
And Japan invaded more and more and more and more of China, and was planning to invade the entire East.
You've got mail.
It's from Germany, the new leader of Germany. He has a cool mustache, and he's trying to take over the world and needs friends. This also got forwarded to Italy. They all decided to be friends because they had so much in common. It's time for
World War II.
Germany is invading the neighbors. Then they invade the neighbors' neighbors. Then the neighbors' neighbors' neighbors, who happened to be Britain, said, "Holy shit." And the United States started helping Britain because they are friends, and started not helping Japan because they're friends and our
Friends are not friends.
Plus they're planning on invading the entire ocean.
Ocean.
The United States is also working on a large, very huge bomb, bigger than any other bomb, ever, just in case. But they still haven't joined the war. War looks bad on TV, and the United States is really starting to care about their image. But then Japan spits on them in Hawaii and challenges them to war, and they say yes. And then Germany, as a symbol of friendship, declares war on the United States also. So the United States goes to war in Europe, and they help the
Nice.
gang chase Germany back into Germany. And they also start chasing Japan back into Japan. And they haven't used the bomb yet and are curious to see if it works, so they drop it on Japan. They actually dropped 2.
Look at what's not letting me build here. Oh, because I'm out of match. That makes sense.
United States installed a new government, inspired by the United States government, with just the right ingredients for a boost.
You know what I mean?
Economic miracle. And
Now
Japan
I'm
starts
out of
making TVs,
Now I can't
VCRs,
fight the
automobiles, and camcorders as fast as they can, and also better than everybody else. They get rich, and the economy goes wild, and then the miracle wears off. But everything's still pretty cool, I guess. Bye.
Messy writing can cost you
Get full
a
shield.
lot.
Does this kid not know where I
Business
am?
focuses on commas,
You know.
spelling.
But now you're 2v1.
You can focus on beating the
Have
deadline.
fun.
See that?
Save time and money with Grammarly Business, complete with centralized billing, easy seat management, and team writing stats. Visit Grammarly.com/business to get started.
At Anytime Fitness, we know that healthy doesn't happen on its own. It happens with the right help,
At the right times,
in the right ways, with an ally who listens,
With coaching
team workouts.
and community.
to help you get to your
Do
goals.
it.
So let's do this thing, whatever that thing is,
Let's tune out this
And turn up this
and let's make healthy happen.
for you.
Holy smokes, Christopher Columbus, that is no way to address the King and Queen of Spain. What is wrong with you? Okay, so
Okay.
you know how we're looking for a new trade route to India, right? Right. And
Okay.
the Earth is round, right? Right. So I'm thinking we can just sail the other way around the planet, right?
Then you
Yeah. So I
take us
set
to
sail,
win.
right? And I reach India, right? Right. Wrong. Wrong. I did not reach India. I did not. All right, no, all right, get to the point. Did you know there's a whole nother freaking continent out there? Okay, and you think I should care about this? Why? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I forget to mention there's gold everywhere? Gold? Columbus landed in Central America in October 1492, and he had the time of his life. And by that I mean he went on a huge theft and murder spree. He stole gold, jewelry, people, and a hammock. And then he returned to show off all of his riches, including a few previously undiscovered items such as tobacco, the pineapple, turkeys, and a hammock. Now I know what you're thinking, but oversimplified, Columbus didn't discover America, the Vikings did. And you'd be partially right. In the 11th century, Leif Erikson was the first European to land in America. But hey, if you love Vikings so much, then why don't you check out today's sponsor? Vikings War of Clans is a mobile game that was inspired by the famous strategy and RPG games of the 90s like Age of Empires and Civilization. Do you like building cities, collecting resources, training armies,
Hey,
joining a
Lucas.
clan, and going to war? Then my friends, Vikings
Look
War
at my-
of Clans
look at the
is
screen.
for you. And what makes its
Ready?
world so addictive is that more than 20
Watch
million
this.
online
Watch
players are
this.
constantly changing the way the game evolves by never-ending fighting over resources, forging new alliances, and
I
competing
know
in live
you can do
events.
that.
Support my channel by downloading Vikings for free, only from my links in the description box below, and get the special bonus of 200 gold coins and a protective shield. Don't forget to look me up and join my Vikings clan under my nickname, Oversimplified. Now where was I? Oh yeah, Columbus, time of his life, hammock. And suddenly the race was on to explore and conquer the new world. After a couple centuries of warring with the natives and each other, the European powers had claimed quite a lot of land, including this area, which both the English and the French claimed as theirs. One day the French said, I'm going to build some forts along here. And the English were like, could you not? And the French said, sorry, but no, I could not. And they went ahead and built their forts, which pissed off the English. So they sent an up-and-coming British lieutenant colonel by the name of George Washington with a combined force of British troops and Native Americans. After a short battle, the French commander said, all right, we surrender. Okay, boys, pack it up. They're surrendered. Oh, sorry, was I not meant to split his head open with the tomahawk?
Why is there a bathroom
Don't worry,
in the
it's not
middle?
like this will start a 7-year-long major global conflict.
Outside.
And what happened next was a 7-year-long
'Cause
major
it
global
is.
conflict, which Great Britain won. At the peace negotiations, Spain gave up
Use
Florida,
your-
while
use
France
your
gave up
airplane.
all of its territories in North America. But Britain's victory came at a
Use your
cost,
airplane, Benny.
a £60 million cost.
Rip
They were now
Flesh
broke, in
Factory.
a lot of debt, and had to come up with some way to repay it. So they went to the colonies and said, okay, listen
Benny,
up. So a
use it-
huge part of the war was spent protecting you from the French, and now we have no money because of it. So... I'm not sure what you're saying here. Okay, so we spent a lot of money protecting you from the French, right? Right. And now we're broke. That certainly is a pickle. Listen to me. We spent all of our money protecting you, and now we need
Gonna
money.
get demolished.
Can you please pay us back some money? No. Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and tax you. In
This guy's a
1764,
bot.
Britain introduced the
This
sugar
guy's a
act,
bot.
forcing the colonists
What's up,
to
kid?
import
What's
sugar
up, bot?
and
What's up, bot?
the British.
What's up, bot? He's a bot! Do you see that bot?
Commercial Stamp Act,
Yeah,
and it worked a little something like this. Hello, shopkeep. Hello, Mr. Bungleberry. Here's the deed for your new shack.
God.
Stamp. That'll be 3 pence, please.
That's so bad.
Wait, what was that? It's the new tax.
Purple
I get a
heavy or
stamp
purple
on any
bolt?
paper or documentation I make, and you have to
Purple
pay for
heavy,
it. Would you like to
anything.
see this pamphlet that explains everything?
I like
yes,
bolties.
please. Okay. Stamp. 2 pence,
Oh
please.
my goodness.
This is awful. You know what? Just give me a deck of cards so I can go gamble my pain
Oopsies.
away. Okay. No. Don't do it. Stamp.
Well, now you can take
Obviously,
both,
the colonists were like,
even if
hey,
it's
my
not.
dudes, this new tax
That's what I would do.
legislation right
I'm
here,
taking
this
the
is BS.
banjos.
Until now, they had enjoyed relative freedom to rule
Yeah,
themselves,
switch
and
out
now
for the
suddenly Britain
diamond
was
versus
asserting its
top.
control. They were especially unhappy because they didn't have any representatives in the parliament that was levying taxes on them. So they protested. Orators gave fiery
Oh, there
speeches.
too.
British goods were boycotted, and
I'll
anyone
take
loyal
it.
to the British found themselves increasingly harassed. The whole thing actually began to take quite a toll on British business, and after just a couple years, the British were forced to repeal the Stamp Act. But we still desperately need money. What should we do? We could try taxing the colonies. Great idea. Wait, didn't we literally just try that and it failed miserably?
Oh shit,
Man,
there's a guy here.
Look at me. I look fabulous. Have you ever
I'll
seen
chase
such a
him.
handsome boy?
I'll chase him.
Sorry, Georgie. No way. You're the handsomest,
Oh,
smartest, most popular
his partner's
guy ever
here.
lived, and everybody likes you.
Oh wait, where are there more people here?
Your Majesty?
Partner
Oh,
filters down.
you're still here. Get the hell out. So in 1766, the British made a declaration saying we can do what we want because we're in
No way.
charge, and you can all go suck.
I'm at
it.
5
We did a
HP.
whole bunch of new
Do you
taxes
see
on
this?
Americans via import duties. Glass? There's a tax for that. Lead? There's a tax for that. Paper? Tea? Oil? There's a
Well, you
tax
just
for
need to
that.
play
And once
get
again,
the
the
hell out of
Americans
there.
boycotted.
Oh yeah!
And the
You see that, Lucas?
Alright, this is ridiculous.
Yeah,
They're my
I got
colonies,
it,
and I have to
man.
be able to assert
Oh,
my
man,
control.
that's too funny.
Repeal all the new taxes except for the one on tea. Also send 1,000 troops to Boston to take control.
Good thing you got
and
that
make the
sword.
colonists pay for them. And as British troops arrived, the tension in Boston was palpable. You could cut it with a knife, and it was all about to come to a head. On March 5th, a band of local patriots began heckling a British guard at the customs house. More and more Americans joined in the heckling, while more British troops turned up in support of their comrades. Snowballs were thrown at the British. The snowballs turned to rocks, the rocks to oyster shells. The soldiers, outnumbered, panicked. One thing leads to another, and you can see where this is going.
You don't have to land it.
5
You
civilians
just
were killed. The
exit
Patriot
it.
press throughout the colonies declared the Boston Massacre an unwarranted crime committed against the people of Boston.
Oh my god, if I died from that. No! Damn it! God damn it! God damn it!
Supported the suppression of the colonists.
You gotta be fucking kidding me, right? You're fucking me.
73, a band of patriots known as the Sons of Liberty disguised themselves
You're
as
fucking me, man.
Boston Harbor, boarded a British merchant ship loaded with tea, and in front of thousands of spectators, threw nearly 10,000 pounds worth of tea overboard. The British were disgusted.
Then you have to
and they
laugh like
punished
that. It's so
Massachusetts
long.
with a vengeance. They dissolved its General Assembly, revoked their charter, and sent 3,000 more troops to occupy the city, meaning Boston and Massachusetts were now essentially under the direct rule of Great Britain. And oh boy, were the people pissed. The other colonies
my,
saw
that
what
was
was
the
happening
funniest
and
thing.
worried they might be next. So they called a brain trust to decide what to do. 56 delegates from 12 colonies gathered and met in Philadelphia
That was
at the
funny,
First
Johnny. That
Continental
was very
Congress.
funny.
And the roll call read like a who's who of America's finest thinkers. I'm talking lawyers extraordinaire Johnny A. and Johnny J., experienced military commander
I'm
George
clipping
Washington,
that later.
businessman and future alcoholic beverage Samuel Adams,
Yeah, but
fiery
that on
orator
BBC.
Patty H., guy who married a rich lady, Big J. Dickinson. And while they
You know,
weren't present at the First
BBC
Congress, soon names
trolling,
like James
you
Madison,
know that thing?
Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, and much later Alexander Hamilton would all serve time in the Continental Congress. The question now, though, was what to do about the British. After much bitter debate and disagreement, they eventually
only have
agreed
one
on an
viewer, I
amazing
feel sad.
solution. They would simply ask the British to stop. Can you stop? No, it didn't
Maybe
work.
Mark
Okay,
might
then tell
mute
the
my
local
thing.
militias to start arming and be ready at a minute's notice. And across the colonies, these Minutemen stood ready for the beginning of the American Revolutionary War. Now, having your colonies in open rebellion...
The 9
is one thing.
damage is still
Once they start
here.
arming themselves, that's when
I
it really
repeat,
hits
the
them.
9 damage has
Okay.
Oh, dude, that was
700
the
troops
200.
from Boston out into the rebel-controlled Massachusetts countryside to destroy stores of arms and ammunition held by the rebels in Concord. The British set out in the middle of the night. Patriots, including Paul Revere, rode ahead to warn that the British were coming, giving the
Dusty?
rebels time to prepare.
Salty.
All done?
You'll survive.
I didn't realize public health dental clinics
No,
were
we're
available
not.
to students
It's
in high
impossible for
school.
you to survive in salty. That's just a fact.
I'm glad we made the call. Thanks.
Nothing's better
Oh,
than
yes, I
seeing a
actually
healthy
timed
smile.
My landing properly
There,
for
the
one.
two sides met in Lexington as the sun began to rise. They faced off against each other.
Then
and
I
in the
won't be able to
confusion,
land this
somebody
video.
shot first. The shot heard around the world marked the beginning of the American War of Independence. The rebels were outnumbered and had to fall back to Concord as the British split up to search for rebel supplies. However, more and more Patriot rebels
Oh,
kept
let's
showing
go,
up.
boys.
This
Purple
time, it
from
was
Moss.
the British who were
And a
outnumbered.
great
More
tack.
fighting kicked
Running
off in
around with no
Concord. The most
weapon.
professional army in the world was forced to flee back to Boston.
And
as
Luke
a
Stein.
brutal,
Come on.
poorly trained
I gave
militiamen,
that guy
and
that
all
kill.
along the British
He
were
just
back to
stole my
Boston.
kill.
Patriot rebels continued to gather and open fire on the retreating British.
Oh,
The British reached
shit. This
Boston.
guy's
The
screwed.
rebel militia surrounded them. Boston and the British were now under siege as small land and naval skirmishes continued around the city. And the British would suffer another embarrassing blow, this time in upstate New York. Colonel Benedict Arnold concocted a plan to take the British stronghold Fort Ticonderoga, which held a large amount of guns and ammunition. He set off towards the fort alone, hoping to recruit men along the way, when he came across the Green Mountain Boys, led by Ethan Allen, who, as it turned out, had the exact same plan he did. So they decided to work together, but I'm in
Yes! Okay, one sec.
He knows you're there.
Bot! It's a bot! These guys are bots! Bots!
His partner wasn't though.
Yeah, his partner wasn't. That first guy was a bot. How much bandages do I have? There's 10. Okay.
Watch out for traps.
Yeah. Okay, I'll get it. What do you want again? The tea? You want the tea, right? Oh, still me.
How are you not dead?
I'm back.
How did you not die? I swear.
Why?
Why did you survive salty all the time, but I get my butt worked every time?
Oh shit.
Oh, you're dead.
Oh! Get your ass whipped! Get your ass whipped!
What?
Get your ass whipped, boy! Get out of my game! Yes!
Oh my god, I swear.
You see me, Lucas, right? Yes! One sec!
How in the world. Oh, get the bolt.
Coming! Oh. I'm coming! Okay, 4 kills.
Bet there's a trap there, I bet. I bet you. Oh wow. Okay. How does no one take that trap? I mean that chest. If that house is looted, makes no sense.
Cause they were shit. I don't know. Boy, those boys got their asses whipped.
I don't even know how you got that. You're at 7 HP.
Oh god, I thought.
Exploiting you. Yo, if you get the Vic, I'll be so happy, man.
Oh my god, there are people. Ah, crap.
Oh, there's up the height there.
Oh crap.
Oh, if they fall for the bait, I'll laugh.
No! What? What? He shot through the fucking wall! I'm done! I am done! Time with this fucking game, man. But I did whip those guys' asses.
I'm in charge. No, 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 I'm in charge. This went on for some time, until the Green Mountain boys threatened to go home, and Arnold had to concede. The group raided the fort at night while the Redcoats were asleep, and they caught them completely by surprise, taking the fort and all of its
I'm on the clock, Lucas.
Wow, great job, Ethan. Very impressive. By the way, what happened to that other guy we sent to take the fort? Who? Benedict Arnold. Never heard of him. Ouch. What the fuck? Nobody knew what was going on. The colonies were in open rebellion, and for now, they even seem to be winning. So King George fired General Gage, replaced him with General William Howe, and ordered the rebellion to be put down immediately. Okay, the British are definitely going to retaliate for all of this, so we should probably put together a proper army. First, we need to pick a commander-in-chief, and I think we can all agree that that job should go to the man, the myth, the legend, George Washington. My friends, I am humbled and honored that you would consider me for such an important role. I did not expect for this. All right, you've been showing up in a military uniform every day for the last 10 months. We all know you wanted this, so cut the crap, George. Dude. Uncool. So Washington began his journey up to Boston to take command of the newly established Continental Army, just as the British made their first major attempt to break the siege. They made plans to take the high ground on Bunker Hill, but spies warned the Continentals of the British plans, so they fortified Bunker Hill and set up defensive positions on nearby Breed's Hill. The day of the battle came, and as the British advanced, a barrage of Continental gunfire was opened up on them. Twice they tried to climb the hill, twice they were pushed back. The battle lasted 3 hours until the Continentals finally ran out of ammunition and had to retreat, allowing them to well, technically a British victory. They suffered nearly
Why fatal? Fatal's so bad.
The colonists showed the British that this wasn't just a rebellion. It was
Yay!
But one thing they weren't sure about was why they were fighting. Well, some radicals were starting to throw around the I word. Most hoped to eventually repair their relationship with Great Britain. So they sent a letter to King George saying, "Hey man, looks like things aren't going your way. Remove the taxes and let's be friends." I'm
What the hell?
gonna kick your ass. Send that to the colonies. Your Majesty, your handwriting is terrible.
What?
Are you sure? Just
My game's lagging.
what does it
Like
say?
the gun didn't even.
He's gonna
I just got killed by TSM.
gross. So for the remainder of the year, small engagements continued to occur around the colonies. The British burned down the towns of Falmouth, Massachusetts and Norfolk, Virginia as revenge for earlier anti-British incidents. These actions played right into the hands of patriot propaganda. Overseas, the British were seen as brutes, and the French and Spanish would soon begin sending supplies to the rebel cause. During this time,
Accidentally
there was also
left.
fighting going on between patriot and loyalist militias in the southern colonies. Benedict Arnold was still on a mission to win.
I just got killed by
glory for
TSM
himself, so he
Funk.
headed up an attempt to invade Canada in a two-pronged attack. The Continentals managed to capture some British forts in the city of
He's like a legit actual TSM member. I'm joking. He's not. I lied. I lied.
Quebec City, and they were forced to retreat all the way to Fort Ticonderoga. Speaking of which, remember all those guns and ammunition? Well, this guy's got a plan for what to do with them. He uses oxen to drag 120,000 pounds of artillery for 2 months through the harsh winter, 300 miles all the way to Washington and his Continental Army surrounding Boston. Boom. Washington's got himself some big guns, which is fortunate because up until now his army had been suffering through the cold winter, not knowing when the siege would end. Now, they could make a move. Washington wanted to launch a full assault on the city, but his junior officers felt the British were too fortified, and to his credit, Washington was great at hearing and taking on board the ideas of others. Instead, the Continentals worked through the night, setting the guns up on Dorchester Heights, overlooking the city, and when dawn broke and the British saw the guns, they knew they were toast. Their positions were completely exposed. It was checkmate. They had no choice but to abandon the city. 120 ships carried 9,000 redcoats and 2,000 loyalists away to an unknown fate, and Washington had his first victory of the war. Washington then moved his army to New York, knowing that when the British returned, they would probably land there. In the meantime, a friendly-looking old man by the name of Thomas Paine had written and published a pamphlet called Common Sense, in which he advocated for total independence from Great Britain. It spread across the colonies like wildfire, and to this day remains the best-selling title in America. It was read aloud in taverns and meeting halls, and brought the idea of independence into the mainstream. Congress began to seriously consider the idea. Thomas Jefferson was selected to write up an official Declaration of Independence, and he went hard, writing that all men are created equal, with certain inalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Of course, Jefferson had over 100 slaves, but we don't have to talk about that. On the 2nd of July, Congress voted unanimously in favor of independence, and John Adams declared that the 2nd of July would go down as the most remembered day in American history. Then a couple days later, independence actually came into effect. The United States of America was born. There was no turning back now. The Americans tore down a statue of King George in New York and melted him down into 42,000 musket balls. To the British, it was treason, and if the king had his way, Washington and all of Congress would be hung. Speaking of the British, guess who's back? The king sent an intimidating force of 130 warships and 25,000 men to New York. Washington knew that taking on the most powerful military in the world wouldn't be easy. The British set up camp on Staten Island as the Americans dug into defensive positions around Brooklyn Heights, waiting for an attack to come. But the British just waited, wearing down their opponent's nerve while building their own strength. At one point, they launched a big scary artillery barrage and then said, "You know, if I was you right now, I'd probably sue for peace." But Washington told them to shove it. The Americans kept holding out for what was coming, and when they finally hit, they hit hard. 15,000 British troops approached the American position, and the two sides fired on each other in massive rows. But what the Americans didn't realize was they were only fighting a decoy. The main British force was going around to flank the Americans from behind, and when they arrived, they inflicted heavy casualties. The Americans panicked and retreated back to Brooklyn Heights, where they then found themselves trapped between the British army and the river. It looked as though the war was already lost, but luckily, instead of attacking, the British decided to dig in for a siege, and then a thick fog set in, allowing Washington's army to escape across the river unimpeded. The British continued to chase and engage the Americans at Manhattan, and the Americans suffered defeat after defeat after defeat. It was a disaster. Washington's leadership was called into question, as thousands of American POWs were left to rot as traitors. Washington's army fled through New Jersey all the way down to Pennsylvania. Rarely had an army been so badly beaten, yet survived to fight another day.
But are you watching our stream?
Miscommunication hurts your team's productivity.
Okay, watch my stream so you can see
This
it on
video
YouTube.
was made possible by Brilliant. Math and science done right. Keep watching until the end of the video to learn how you can get 20% off the annual premium subscription.
Let's go.
Washington's butt was sufficiently kicked. Winter was here. His troops' morale was low, some just up and left. Washington needed to do something, anything to restore faith in the revolution. The British had spread throughout New Jersey and settled in for a winter of drinking cider and partying hard. Nobody expected an attack in the winter, so Washington started making plans for an attack in the winter. The British had hired a large force of Hessian mercenaries from the German states of Hesse-Kassel and Hesse-Hanau to fight the rebels. It was these mercenaries that were stationed across the Delaware River from Washington and his army. And there were more Hessian reinforcements incoming, but they made an unscheduled stop because their commander got thirsty. No, not that kind of thirsty. That kind of thirsty. It was Christmas Eve with a blizzard outside when Washington heard the Hessian defenses were down, and he decided to attack. He made a perilous crossing of the icy Delaware River with 2,400 men and marched 9 miles to Trenton, where he caught the Hessian forces completely off guard. After a short but fierce battle, the Hessians surrendered in droves. It was a much-needed victory that sent a clear message, not only to the British, but to Americans across the colonies. The war was far from lost. General Cornwallis led the British forces south to counterattack the Americans, but in a series of battles, Washington's defensive positioning and flanking maneuver and the British decided to abandon southern New Jersey for the rest of the winter. Washington finally set up a winter camp in Morristown, but for the Americans, there was much less partying than the British. Elsewhere, the British had taken Newport, Rhode Island, because it was a good naval base. In the south, they failed to take Charleston, South Carolina, which left British loyalists unsupported and vulnerable to more harassment and even mass expulsion. Congress sent Benjamin Franklin to France on a mission to convince them to join the war, and while the French generally loved any opportunity to hoodwink the Brits, they didn't want to join unless it was a sure win. So for now, Franklin spent his days chilling out and chasing tail.
Yes, we didn't get the win.
The war wasn't over yet, and the pressure was on to end it. So the British came up with a plan. General Burgoyne in Montreal and General William Howe in New York would advance through the Hudson Valley to meet in the middle, splitting the colonies in two, and thus screwing over the American communication lines. Burgoyne began his movement south.
Which of these would you like? Minecraft launcher or Minecraft updater?
Ticonderoga quite easily. He then came across heavy American resistance, so he sent Howard Dingle-Dongle asking if he'd be showing up anytime soon. Meanwhile, Howard completely abandoned the plan and gone for all-out personal glory by capturing the American capital, Philadelphia. He defeated Washington and his army at Brandywine Creek by using the old hit him with a decoy and flank him from behind tactic. And Philadelphia was now in British hands, forcing Congress to escape to York. But Burgoyne was left on his own to face the ever-increasing American force in Saratoga. American General Horatio Gates teamed up with our old friend Benedict Arnold to deal one final blow to Burgoyne's army. Arnold wanted to take the fight to the British, but Gates wanted to wait for the British to come to them. After a heated debate, Gates, the senior officer, told Arnold to go to his room, but Arnold defied his orders, and at the Battle of Bemis Heights, he charged at the British and obliterated them. Great job, Horatio. By the way, what happened to that other guy who was in Saratoga? Who? Benedict Arnold. Never heard of him. Ouch. Hey, George, didn't I do a great job? Taking Philadelphia and all? Didn't I? You're fired. Both Burgoyne and Howe returned to Great Britain, leaving British General Henry Clinton to take charge of the war. And the war was about to take a nasty turn, because with the victory at Saratoga, the French were finally ready to join the Americans. Alright, Benny, we're in. Hey, isn't this kind of funny? You know, because you're a republic trying to overthrow an absolute monarchy, and I'm an absolute monarchy helping you? Like, could you imagine if your revolution inspired my people to revolt against me, and then they imprisoned me and all my family, and they chopped all of our heads off? Could you imagine? That's called foreshadowing. For now in America, winter was here once again, which meant yet more disease, more starvation, and even a little mutiny. After losing Philadelphia, Washington's job was again on the line. But suddenly, a Prussian guy with a very fancy name, hired by Benjamin Franklin, showed up out of nowhere and said, "Hey, I'm here to give your men a European military training." And train them he did. They learned how to shoot accurately, how to march in formation, where to poop and where not to, and strict punishments were handed out to any who didn't comply. Washington's army came out of the winter in 1778 a new and improved force, ready to take Philadelphia back from the British. In the end, though, they didn't have to. With the French entry into the war, the British ordered General Clinton to evacuate Philadelphia and consolidate all of the British forces in New York. So Washington sent Benedict Arnold to reoccupy and secure the city, as he pursued the British through New Jersey on land, eventually finding a a good opportunity to attack at Monmouth Courthouse. The battle took place on a sweltering hot summer's day, and as many soldiers died from heat stroke as they did from battle. In the end, after some incompetence/borderline treason from Washington's second-in-command, it was a draw. And in this war, a draw is kind of a victory for the Americans. Next up, let's talk about this guy. This is John Paul Jones. John Paul Jones is handsome, Scottish, and absolutely insane. When the war first broke out, everyone was like, how did the colonies expect to stand up to the might of the British Navy with their meager fleet of converted men? Yep, try telling that to John Paul Jones. This guy sailed to the British Isles, somehow captured a British ship off the coast of Ireland, and brought it back to France. Then he returned, attacking more ships, raiding towns, and evading capture the entire time. These are basically pirate tactics. But hey, if it works, it works. In one incident, he captured a British ship and returned to a Dutch port without an official ensign because his was lost during the battle. That's a big no-no and can have you arrested as a pirate. The Dutch helped him out by quickly creating a design based on Benjamin Franklin's description of what the American flag should look like, and they entered it into their records as an official U.S. flag.
No, Lucas, you died.
It's pretty cool. The whole campaign probably played heavily on British morale and brought into question their ability to win the war. And fun fact, he was so cool that one of the towns he raided in 1778 gave him an official honorary pardon in 1999. Keep ripping in heaven, John Paul Jones. You're an angel now. What the Continental Navy was lacking in resources, though, the French entry into the war made up for. The French began with naval skirmishes in the English Channel.